Just a reminder that starting next episode, episode 31, the podcast will officially be changing its name to the Animated Arcade. So be ready for that, and don't be surprised when the old episodes start changing their name too.
Hey, paisanos, it's the
Excuse me, princess.
Super Show!
Welcome back to the Excuse Me Princess Super Show. I'm Aaron, and with me today I have our favorite host.
I'm John, special guest every episode. And welcome back to the Excuse Me Princess Super Show.
Today we're continuing our multi-year long journey of watching every Zelda cartoon and Super Mario Super Show cartoon in air date order. If you are wanting to tag along with us and join us on this masochistic journey, you can do so legally for Zelda on the Wild Brains Superhero YouTube channel, buy the DVD, or illegally watch it on
On the Ninja4561 YouTube channel, who has put together restored versions of the episodes, which include their Mario segments, and in the case of the Mario episodes, have their cover songs reintegrated fully. And also, I think outside of Canada, at least in the US, the Zelda cartoon itself is on Amazon Prime, but you might as well just watch it on YouTube.
Yes. It's a better experience that way.
Yeah, and the episodes we're looking at today are the live-action segment Tutti Fruitti Mario, and the Zelda cartoon episode, That Sinking Feeling, aired October 30th, 1989.
Can we skip the live-action segment and come back to it on episode 60?
We could. We really could. But we'll get to that later. So, Tutti Fruitti Mario.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo!
Don't get your hopes up, guys. There's no Fruit Loops.
No one thought there would be except you.
There's not a Tutti Frutti restaurant in it either.
No, it's a reference to the song, the Little Richard song. Mario's having a shave, and he opens the medicine cabinet, but because there's a face in the mirror shaving, he decides to keep shaving.
Yes.
The face does not look like Mario.
No.
It looks like a guy who kind of looks like Little Richard.
Yes.
He keeps on doing the scat part of the song Tutti Frutti. The wop babaloo bop, walam bam boom, whatever.
Yes. And Mario thinks there's something wrong. Which there is. There's a person in his medicine cabinet. They should get that person out.
Yeah.
They should get rid of that medicine cabinet. It's caused nothing but grief.
It has.
First Nicole Eggert, then Magic.
Again.
Yeah.
And now, well, we haven't learned his name yet, so we won't say it. He's not Little Richard.
No.
He just kind of looks like him. But, first Mario thinks it's the Ratigator doing the singing, because the Ratigator is sticking out of his under the stairs hole, and Luigi's patting him on the head. He says it's not the Ratigator.
Then he thinks it's Clog.
Yeah, the little koosh ball thing with eyes.
Yeah, the Muppet in a can.
Yeah, who gets put in a bucket.
Yeah. That was amusing.
Yeah. And it's not...
Unintentional foreshadowing on their part.
Yeah.
For this show.
Hey. And then it's, no. Oh, but there's a brief bit where Mario and the guy in the mirror are shaving at the same time and acting as mirrors for each other. That's fairly convincing.
Yes.
And
for
then,
a kid's show.
Yeah. You know, it's not Sarah Connor in the mirror kind of thing.
No.
But you get, Mario opens the medicine cabinet again and realizes that it's world-famous singer Little Robert.
Ah, yes. And they invite him over for supper.
Yeah, after he mentions, there's a TV in the bathroom mirror. This is the weirdest motel I've ever been in. Which is funny because I've been in a hotel with a TV in the bathroom mirror. But I mean, that comes a long ways from 1989.
No, yeah. And we watched Teen Titans Go on that.
Well, we Teen Titans went to the bathroom. Not at the same time.
It was what was on at the time.
So anyway, that's where it cuts to the cartoon. And when we cut back, there's a scheme afoot.
Yes, Luigi thinks that if he can record them singing with Little Roberts, it'll be a collector's item. So he's hiding a recording device in the pasta.
Yeah, he hides a tape recorder under a loaf of bread. There's a keyboard under one of the plates, like a full-size Casio keyboard. And probably something else that we couldn't quite catch.
Yeah.
But they're inviting him over for spaghetti.
Yes.
And he comes in and he's singing again. They start singing along, and he at first jokingly says, "You guys are going to make me sing for my supper?" And unfortunately, they try to join him singing, and they do so badly that he makes them actually try and learn it.
Yes.
So that's the end of Act 2. At the beginning of Act 3, they're up on the stage, quote unquote, the top of the stairs thing, trying to do, he goes, "Tutti Fruitti," and they're supposed to say, "Hey Mario," but like in the style of the song, instead they go, "Oh Mario,"
Yeah.
a few times, and he's
disappointed in them.
yeah, pretty. And then Luigi says, "Oh, I hope this isn't an imposition." He says, "No, this is downright irritating," or something along those lines.
Which is a good line.
Yeah. And then, "Can we eat now?" He's like, "Sure." And then Mario hands him a pot of pasta sauce and says, "Why don't you take this?" He said, "But you invited me here for supper, you made me sing, and now you're making me take my food to go?" Then he just stares at them for a second, picks up the pot, and starts walking away. "Hey, thanks for coming over." "Shut up."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, which is a good sentiment to have.
Yeah.
So-
And then they go for the recording device to see what they caught. And the good news is nothing. Because the Radigator got a little hungry and decided that he was going to finish off the recording.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
He's eating the tape. There's a bunch of magnetic tape sticking to the Radigator's mouth. And he kind of growls out a Tutti Frutti,
Yeah.
which was kind of funny. And that was the end of it.
Yes.
To the Mario.
This is a rather breezy segment because there wasn't much there.
No.
There wasn't much Well, actually, there was a lot of background stuff going on. We had the Radigator and Clog, so James Murray was putting in a full day and a half work.
Unfortunately, every episode that has someone show up in the medicine cabinet almost always is immediately lousy. Although, we're 2 for 4 where the person in the medicine cabinet actually shows up later.
Yes.
And also, this is the 3rd phony singer in a row. Not in a row, but of all, with no real singers in between.
We've had Cher.
We've had fake Cher. We had fake...
Susanna Ross.
We had Susanna Ross. And then we got Little Robert.
Yeah.
At least, I guess those are better than just saying that it's Cher.
Yeah.
Only just, but...
It's a parody instead of a complete copyright infringement.
Yeah, instead of a character assassination.
Oh.
But yeah, it's...
And if you want to assassinate our character, you can do so by liking on the YouTube.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Oh.
But no, this one kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's not Magic Johnson bad.
It's not fake Cher bad.
But of all the They Sing Along with the Musicians one bad, or Musicians ones, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Elvis. Certainly not as good as... Oh yeah, Elvis was another one.
That's...
But technically the guy was playing the ghost of the king.
Yeah.
That's kind of a...
So
it wasn't a
that's
living person.
4 fake singers.
Yeah. And then, Little Robert... the setups there, it just kind of falls flat.
On its face.
And Luigi is unusually conniving. Usually it'd be Mario who'd come up with a scheme like this.
Yeah, but...
Although Luigi
He's still suffering from having to jog backwards last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that kind of put him in a bad mood.
Yeah. And he's out $40.
Now, one of the higher points of it is that the Little Richard impression was pretty convincing.
Yes.
And the guy playing Little Robert was...
The guy who was playing Little Robot.
Little Robot?
Yeah. Little Robot. Little Robert was played by Willard Pugh.
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 P-U-G-H. And we're not sure. It could be Puff. It could be Pug. It could be Pugh.
He could be
like
Pop.
you.
And he has a long and interesting history of episodes.
You're gonna have to do your best to make it as on either of those as you can.
Okay, well, let's start off. He will appear one more time in the the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
You gotta stop doing that. I haven't even bothered to edit them out anymore.
Good. He ended up playing. He was in J. Hooker.
Oh yeah. Opposite William Shatner.
Yes, in one episode.
Cool.
He was in Trapper John MD. Is that like a MASH continuation or something like that?
Yes and no. The short version is that it was intended to be Trapper John from the MASH TV show, and the pilot even has a few production stills of Wayne Rogers and Alan Alda on the set of MASH, but the writers of MASH were like, yo, give us money. And so how they got around it is by claiming that it was actually a sequel to the MASH movie.
Oh.
And it's that version of Trapper John. And so then they only had to pay the regular royalties to the guy who did the books and the movie stuff, which everyone has to do anyway.
Yes.
So they managed to shave a bit off of the production budget by pivoting that way. As for the show itself, I never really saw it much. I think it was okay. Just another medical hospital drama with the mild added wrinkle of the guy being a character from MASH, but not referencing it all that often.
So you don't need to watch MASH to watch Trapper John MD, but you need to watch Trapper John MD to watch MASH?
No.
Other way around?
Also no. Just watch MASH. Don't even watch the MASH movie. That sucks. That's my hot take. The movie sucks.
He was also in The Twilight Zone in the 1985 version. Man in Elevator.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a man in the elevator. You gotta believe me.
As well as The Color Purple, also in 1985.
Sure. Any more names I'd recognize?
Yes. Beauty and the Beast, the TV series miniseries, as Maurice.
Oh, is that the one with what's his name is the Beast? The voice actor and the guy who played Hellboy. He played the Beast.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, he played the Beast in the 80s live action thing, right?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
The California Raisin Show.
Oh, sure. That I could see. Did he voice one of the raisins? Like permanently?
Red.
Okay.
For 3 episodes.
Oh, so just a guest raisin. Tonight's special guest raisin.
Yeah. RoboCop 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
As the mayor. I'm not sure if you've watched many of the RoboCops.
The first one, yes. The second one, no. The third one, half.
Air Force One.
Oh, who's he in Air Force One?
White House Communications Officer.
Oh, okay. I saw Air Force One only a couple years ago again, but,
Touched by an Angel.
Uh-oh.
Now, little Jimmy, where did the angel touch you?
That's such an evergreen joke. Everyone makes it.
Oh. Tornado Warning. It got a 3.2 on IMDb. That means it's terrible.
Yeah.
Probably same caliber as this.
Are we into the 95s now, at least?
We're just about done.
Okay.
Tornado Warning was 2012.
Oh, wow.
His latest one was Lucky Louie in 2023. So he's still active.
Oh, good. He does a decent Little Richard.
Yeah.
Not going to take that away from him. They do the thing like they did with Susanna Ross with the kind of oversized novelty wig. But of course, for Little Richard, it doesn't seem as out of character.
He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. So.
Well, that's great. Yeah, he did well, but a good captain can't save a sinking ship.
That's what you think.
He did, however, go down with it.
And will again in episode 60.
Yeah, okay, we might as well just do that now, because we don't know what we're going to do about it then. in a year and a half or two. This, like with what happened with Captain Lou is Missing, sort of. This one airs with this Zelda episode and with a later Zelda episode. Whatever Zelda episode is on episode 60. Doppelganger, I think? I don't know. But, unlike that Captain Lou is Missing, it didn't get shuffled. It just got copied and that's it.
Yeah.
So this appears on 2 different Zelda episodes. So when we get to episode 60, we'll have to think of something else to fill time. Maybe we'll be uncharacteristic and not do a mailbag for a few episodes so we can do a longer one on that one.
Or maybe we'll just go longer on things that we might have missed, things that we need corrections on, or maybe we'll just have a short episode.
Yeah, we can always try that.
Yeah.
We haven't had a short episode in a long time.
And maybe it would be nice and refreshing for those people listening to not have to hear us for like an hour and a half. At that point, it might be 3-hour-long episodes.
Yeah, they can only go up.
Yeah.
All right, so bottom third.
As well as one of the things to mention, his name was misspelled in the credits.
But fixed in the later area.
Yes.
It's spelled with 1 L.
Yeah.
In Willard instead of 2. Bottom third.
Middle bottom third.
Yeah.
Above Cher.
Above
Pam.
Cher and Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
And Pam.
Below Ernie Hudson.
Well, Ernie Hudson's way at the top. Everything's below Ernie Hudson.
I know, but...
All right.
Just in case anyone was wondering, Ernie is still number 1. He's still the GOAT.
Sure, for now. Something might come along and make it better. And that might be a lack of recency bias.
Yeah.
That was like the 5th thing we ever did.
I know, but I still like it.
We were just exuberant at having found one of the lost episodes.
Yes.
Turns out they're all over the freaking place. All right. Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
So we're going to Hyrule?
Yes. There's no smooth transition, so we'll just,
Welcome to our not-so-smooth transition to The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. All right.
Nice job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
So the Zelda episode we're looking at today is That Sinking Feeling. It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's got a good hook.
It starts off with Mario.
Swing and a miss.
It starts off with Link and the Princess Zelda.
That's the one. One of them's a princess. Yeah, Link and Zelda are going through woods carrying a blanket and a picnic basket.
And they're going for a picnic.
I think that's implied. And Link hasn't told her exactly where they're going, and she's complaining about how far they've walked. But he pushes away some jungle vines, which look a little out of place, to reveal a beautiful clearing with a little Cupid fountain and a little stone plinth it's on, and it's a pretty picturesque little spot.
Yes.
So, and he figures, well, it might be romantic enough to even get him a kiss after they eat. She responds by tackling him to the blanket.
And trying to force a kiss on him.
Yeah. Which, is fine. He's on board.
Yeah.
He says, wow, it works faster than I thought. And also, this is another one that was featured in a certain internet video of mine, and we'll put a clip of that right here.
Shut up and me.
Boy, it works faster than I thought.
But as it always happens, because this always happens, turns out the spot they've set their picnic up on is the top of an Underworld entrance. And so the whole thing raises up, and a cavernous stone opening is there, and their picnic basket falls off and into it, which is a nice little touch.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that.
No, they didn't.
That was a nice little touch. One of the only real flourishes of the animation in this episode.
Yes.
Because it wasn't bad, but it was stiff.
Yeah.
Although, there's a lot of extra high jumping in this one.
It's a good thing they can fly.
Yeah. Jesus. So they get surrounded by For a bunch of blue Tektites, the four-legged spider guys, come out and start shooting webs out of their mouth, orange webs. And they both jump to avoid it, and they just kind of straight up in the air, and then flip away, as they always do. And then Zelda, falls all the way down from the top of the entrance down to the ground, which is off screen. So it'd be hilarious to take that and put in all sorts of funny landing sound effects, which maybe I'll do. Maybe I'll do.
That would be a great TikTok idea, actually.
I was trying to be somewhat subtle, but yes, maybe that's what I'll do. But, and Link hands her a boomerang with which to fight while he's got his sword. And the fight starts okay, but Link quickly gets overwhelmed. And Zelda also quickly gets overwhelmed. She manages to take out one Tektite with her boomerang, which in a freeze frame moment has a little picture of a kangaroo on it. That's kind of funny.
We'll have to see whether that works well for the little thumbnail.
Oh, just a picture of a boomerang with a kangaroo?
Yeah.
No, I know what the thumbnail image is going to be. We're going to talk about it in just a minute. Just like I know which thumbnail image is going to be for Fairies in the Spring when we get to that. But the Link is overrun by these little spider dudes who manage to they take his sword away with the web, and it just sticks in the ground.
Yeah.
Because swords always land pointy side in the dirt.
It's bad for them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zelda is surrounded by the Tektites and completely wrapped up, which basically makes her look like an orange mummy, but, a lady orange mummy. You can tell by the shape. And
as you so often do.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thumbnail for the episode. Just, yeah. But anyway, she's being slowly dragged away by Tektite, and soon to be surrounded by a bunch of other Tektites at the entrance to the Underworld entrance. And Link gets pissed off and just starts wailing on the spiders and knocking them into each other.
And throwing them.
And bowling balls them around, which actually works pretty well. He knocks a few of them down the chasm in some repeated animation, but fair enough. The spiders are all identical anyway.
Yep.
And at least one time they flipped it so they fell the other direction. That was all right.
Yes.
That's what I would do, to be honest. And then he gets his sword back and zaps the last spider. Everything's fine except the Underworld entrance is about to close while Zelda's head is sticking in the cave entrance.
Yeah. Just about commit regicide again.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't have been his fault, sort of. It would have been failure to act, but he does run up and pulls her away just in time.
Yeah.
And then decides to make a stupid joke about her being all wrapped up, or all tied up.
Yeah.
And then when she hops up from her back onto her feet angrily, he finally cuts her out, and he correctly gets admonished for letting her stay in there, possibly smothering.
Yes.
He asks if that means he's not going to get a kiss, but she figures since the Cupid statue is still there, he might as well. And then the statue starts sinking into the ground.
And Zelda has had enough of this.
Yeah, because she was just as upset at the mood being killed as Link was, because she was in that mood.
And she is ready to go after Ganon. Actually 100%. Let's get this party started, finished, wrapped up.
Don't say wrapped up. We'll have to show that screenshot again.
Oh.
Yeah, she wants to fight back. She wants to take care of it. She's breaking Power Rangers rule number 1. You never just get in the Megazord and go to the bad guy's base.
But that's exactly what she's going to do. She's going to take it to the Triforce and challenge Ganon to a face-off.
Pretty much. So Link and Zelda are leaving the castle. But just before that, we cut to the Underworld to see what the hell's going on in hell. And there's a Garaya, or I think it's supposed to be pronounced Garia, but they say Garaya. And it's one of those guys in the Zelda games, there's red and blue ones, and they're the ones who chuck boomerangs.
Yes.
And you fight them in the first dungeon and get a boomerang from them. But he's working what is a powerful ancient spell that Ganon sent him to find in the far reaches of the Underworld, and it's a magic square pillar, and then an actual giant, cartoon magnet, a U-shaped red on one point, blue on the other point magnet in a bubble. And that pulls things from the overworld to the underworld. And that's what he was aiming for Link and Zelda, and he got the fountain instead. So after Ganon electrocutes him for his failure, it was at least a successful test of the spell.
One of the most powerful spells of the ancient wizards, and it's mine!
And he's gonna use it to pull the castle down.
Hold on. Let me try that line.
Yes.
One of the most powerful spells of the ancient wizards, and it's mine!
Hey guys, I'm Ganon. That's not, you gotta bring it from further back.
One of the most powerful spells of the ancient wizards, and it's mine!
That's closer. If we layered ours together, it would probably be about right on.
Okay. You ready to try?
No. That was just a stray thought not to be taken seriously.
One of the most powerful spells of the ancient wizards, and it's mine!
But his plan is to bring the castle down with the Triforce in it, capture everyone in one fell swoop, all 4 residents of the castle and the Triforce. And so he does that. But Link and Zelda have the Triforce, and they're riding towards him.
I would like to take a moment to discuss on how the Triforce is being hauled around.
Yeah, this is the first time we see it, and it does happen a couple more times. Zelda can make the Triforce of Courage levitate, of Wisdom. Link's got the Triforce of Courage, maybe. That's ambiguous. But the Triforce of Wisdom can levitate, and she keeps it on a chain, and it just kind of hovers behind her as a balloon.
Yeah, so it's very much like a helium balloon. Don't let it go. It might float into space.
Something tells me that it wouldn't, but you're right. Like, there's a dip in the chain, so it's not pulling. It's not like a dog. And it gives them some advice about...
breaking the spell with a bracelet or something.
Yeah.
It was a rhyme, and I don't care.
Ganon's magic is underground and can only be broken with a bracelet found.
Or something like that.
Something like that, exactly.
We might layer in what it actually was right around here.
We might. Don't count on it. But it is another another bit of wisdom from the Triforce of Wisdom, which I think gives them another rhyme after. But it's like considerably weaker.
Yeah.
Ganon has it far below and something won't let go. I don't remember. Do you remember?
No.
Very good. So anyway, Ganon is crashing the castle, looking for the as the castle finally gets all the way underground, and we hear Ganon gloating about how he's going to rule Hyrule and make Zelda his bride, he's on that kick again. Even though originally he only wanted to do that as a means to legally get the Triforce, even though a forced marriage isn't legal, even Sherlock Holmes knew that. The king and Sprite are in the throne room. Oh dear, and it started as such a nice day, too. Once Ganon realizes the Triforce isn't in there, they know they're going to pay for it, so they better hide.
Yeah. And they keep hiding. Instead of staying in one hiding spot,
yeah,
they seem to move their hiding spot to exactly where Ganon is.
Yeah, they keep managing to hide in the room that Ganon's in.
Yeah.
It's like, now, I mean, it's a big castle, but there's only 4 castle backgrounds, because it reuses the sitting room with the fireplace from White Knight.
Yeah.
Link's bedroom, of course, where the Triforce normally is. And...
Zelda's room?
I think so. But anyway. Pardon me. Got a mouthful of cat hair.
So...
Link and Zelda are trying to get this underworld entrance that she knows of to open. And he says, you just need the right key. And he pulls a bomb out of his bag.
A little magic potion.
Yeah. And then he blows it. He puts the bomb there and says, stand clear, princess. And she doesn't move for some reason.
So he tackles her to the ground. The magic potion blows up.
And yeah.
He stands up immediately, unlike normally.
Yeah, normally he'd have to be crowbarred up. But they got a job to do.
Yep.
And they're on their way.
And the princess mentioned something about appreciating his gentle touch.
Yeah, that was you know what I like about you, Link? Your gentle touch. Hey, excuse me. It worked, didn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Whatever. they're kind of half-assing it because they're both frustrated from their opening moment being ruined, I think.
Yeah.
And we cut back to the castle where now they're in that sitting room from White Knight, and the king is hidden in one of the suits of armor at the edge of the room. Well, Ganon's going around, "Where is the Triforce?" and all that. And, "Oh, I hope Link and Zelda get here soon. He's smashing up the place." And then Sprite, who I'm sure we've mentioned, just says, "Yeah, and he's going to do the same to us." And we cut back, and Link we see a weird, it's a second-person shot of Link sword fighting a couple Stalfos, and it makes the sword beam sound, but he's only swiping at them, which is accurate, but it's like, they never show him contacting anything with his sword, unless it's like a shield or another sword.
Yes.
So that's a good way for them to get around that. He actually did slice them up, but it only cuts to a reverse shot as they're boinging away to the evil jar. And one of them drops a magic bracelet. Or no, that big guy does after.
Yeah.
So next they fight a big giant guy he doesn't look like one of those tin suit Armos statues. He's just a big, if it was a later Zelda game, I'd say he's like an iron knuckle, maybe. And he and Link have a take turns hitting each other's sword with their sword fight.
Until
where the
Link
other person,
trips.
where the other person holds perfectly still. Will you bounce your sword off of theirs?
Yeah, like we did as kids.
Exactly. Only those were rulers wrapped in cardboard.
Yeah, and they really hurt when we missed.
They really hurt. They would have hurt less if they were just the rulers, I think.
I think so.
As weird as that is. But
is that a little bit of Super Show lore?
it's some inside baseball, at least.
Yeah.
But, Link trips, but he manages to trip the guy and then stand up and shoot him in the back with his sword.
And the bracelet falls.
Yeah, which it's an item from Zelda 1, and I think Zelda 2, where in Zelda 1, it's what you need to be able to push boulders around.
Same with Link's Awakening.
Yeah, exactly. It's the power bracelet. That's exactly what it is. We learn not too long from now that within the context of the cartoon, it gives you a minute of super strength, which is fair enough. It'd be pretty exploitable if you could just leave it on.
Just like in the games.
Yeah.
Very exploitable.
And Zelda mentions that, hey, that's just like the Triforce said, and Link says, well, it looks like we're ready to face Ganon.
And they run across the Triforce of Power.
Yeah, they get to this overlooking, at the top of the stairs, basically. There's the Triforce of Power. If we can get that, we can beat Ganon forever. And Link rightly suggests, hey, you go for it while I distract Ganon. It's not a bad play. Unfortunately, the whole thing is in full view of Ganon, because Link starts shouting out to him to call him out, literally. Well, the king and Sprite are hiding under Link's bed, a spot normally reserved only for Sprite. And they hear Link calling out Ganon, who stands at the top of the castle parapet, and they start exchanging zap bolts with each other. Which is fine, except that he does notice the princess running for the Triforce.
Yes.
And takes a shot at her. Then when Link nails him, Ganon turns back and zaps him. But instead of a kill shot, it wraps him in chains. Though to be fair, that's because he wants to walk up and deliver the kill shot, at point blank range. So I can respect that.
Yeah.
For a villain.
I mean, I'd much rather just finish the job, but...
You're not a cartoon villain.
And
anymore.
I never will be at this point.
No. Zelda takes a shot at Ganon, channeling energy out of the Triforce, which is a neat effect. Good use of glow filters in this episode.
Yes.
For lighting. And yeah, he's like, so you want to play with magic, huh, princess? Here's a lesson from a pro or something. And he starts using a spell that pulls the Triforce towards him while she's hanging on to it.
Yeah.
But then she has to tell Link to put on the bracelet. But again, that's when we learn that it only gives you a minute of power, which is why he wasn't already wearing it. And he busts out the chains, picks up Ganon, and chucks his ass. Because he's not a regular, everyday, ordinary guy bro anymore.
No.
He's a super Link bro. And,
Dot.
Dot. Yes, thank you. I forget myself, as I so often do. And unfortunately, Ganon knocks over the thing holding the magnet, and it starts sending the castle back up.
And Zelda thinks that they have time to,
get the Triforce of Power. But Link correctly points out there's no time, grabs Zelda, and
flies into the castle.
Flies into the castle. It's supposed to be a jump, but my god. Golden Age Superman couldn't jump like that. At least not that delicately.
No.
And, they make it up just as the castle goes up, and you notice, or Ganon realizes, that the magnet spell is overloading. And he starts to teleport just before it explodes. So it's sort of ambiguous as to whether he was caught in the explosion and sent to the evil jar, or manages to warp away just in time.
I hope he's in the evil jar. He needs another nap.
Yeah, another slightly magical timeout. But we cut back to the castle, and even though they didn't get the Triforce, all is well. The king, as usual, is much more appreciative of Link's efforts than Zelda usually is.
And Link asks for a kiss.
Yeah, I think I deserve a kiss for all that. And the king says, "Oh, well, I suppose so," and leans over and gives Link a kiss on the cheek. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was expecting. Everybody laughs.
Yeah. Except Link.
He was laughing.
Yeah.
He thought it was funny because, it may be an 80s cartoon, but it wasn't like, oh, God, no, I was kissed by a man. It was just like, ha, ha, ha. Funny joke.
Yes. I enjoyed that joke. It was a good joke.
Yeah. Doo-doo-doo.
Oh.
And that's when we cut back to little Robert. So how'd you like that sinking feeling?
Better than Tutti Fruitti.
Yeah, it was a lot better than that. I liked it more than I thought I was going to, honestly.
I actually did like it. I felt some of the character things were uncharacteristic, like Zelda being fully down right off the bat.
Yeah, well.
But
turns out Link found one of her weaknesses, which is picturesque meadows. Maybe she's got an outdoors thing going on.
Yeah. Or maybe she just likes naked Cupid statues.
It was wearing a toga. But it was, and we joked that it might be a character cameo from Pit from Kid Icarus.
Yes.
Not the way he looks over on Captain N. Thank God. But yeah, no, the characterization, I guess that is a little odd for Zelda, but it just twists the knife further that it still gets ripped out of Link's hands.
Yes.
He didn't even have to try and beg, borrow, and steal it. It's just like, check out this beautiful meadow. We're going to have a nice picnic. She's like, yes, please.
Yeah.
And I almost made an innuendo there that I dialed back. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But, it's not a top 5 Zelda episode, but it's not the bottom.
No.
It's better than Cold Spells. It's better than, what was the one previously above Cold Spells?
Oh. The Ringer?
The Ringer, yeah.
And I think it's better than the last Zelda episode we watched as well.
Yeah, that would have been...
Sing for the Unicorn.
Yes, it's better than Sing for the Unicorn. So yeah, I'd put it at the number 3 spot out of 6.
Currently.
Yeah. White Knight is still number 1, and Kiss and Tell is still number 2.
Yes.
There's something about that one that we shouldn't enjoy it as much as we do, but we do. This might be a little better than Kiss and Tell, but... say they're both tied for 3.
Okay.
For now. We'll see, and whatever mood we're in, one of them edges up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's time for us to talk about the writers.
First, the cast. Yeah, we permanently moved writers to after the cast so that we can avoid a little faux pas from last time. So the cast, as usual, it's all the usuals. Jonathan Potts as Link, Cynthia Preston as Zelda, Len Carlson as Ganon, Paulina Gillis / Tabitha St. Germain as Sprite the Fairy, and Colin Fox as King Harkinian. We don't know who voiced the Goriah at the beginning of the episode. Probably Len Carlson, if I had to guess. And as for the writer, Dennis O'Flaherty. This is his only Super Show credit, but he's been writing since the 80s. A lot of Deke shows and the like. He wrote a few episodes of Richie Rich. He wrote an episode of the New Archies. He wrote 8 episodes of the 80s Ninja Turtles, a couple episodes of Biker Mice from Mars, 6 Street Sharks. His most recent writing credit was from like 2002, I think. But most interestingly, he wrote a single episode of Batman the Animated Series, Beware the Grey Ghost, the Adam West episode, which is it's a great episode, even with some pretty weak animation in spots. I mean, that is a great episode of Batman, and Adam West has done well in that, and this is the guy responsible for that, and that was his only Batman credit as well.
Please make it out to Bruce.
There you go, Bruce.
Thanks, Mr. Trent. You know, as a kid, I used to watch it with my father. The Grey Ghost was my hero.
Really?
And he still is.
So he really, I don't know if that was a spec script or what, but so he gets my respect for that. And like I said, this is his only credit for our entire run. He's not in the Super Show. He's not in 3. He's not in World. Because my recurring writer list does include Mario 3 and Mario World, preemptively. So, yeah. So long, but thanks for this one.
Yeah. And isn't he also an actor?
He is, actually. Thank you for reminding me. He's a few westerns, a few movies from like the 70s and early 80s. Never above bit parts like Policeman Number 1 or Defense Attorney. So, no lore or filler. I would rate the episode a good 6.5 to 7. I say 7 Aphrodisiac Meadows.
And I'll go with 7 bombable entrances.
Hey, that's a thing from the Zelda games. He didn't even have to look for a crack in the wall.
No.
Well, they already knew the door was there. Okay, fair enough. And if you want to reach out to the show, you can leave a comment on the YouTube version of the episode.
Email us at excusemesupershow@gmail.com, like Dr. Derp often does.
He does do that. You can hit us up on Twitter X at excusemesupshow.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
At Excuse Me Super Show for all but Instagram, where it's Excuse Me Princess Super Show.
Yeah. And on Instagram, TikTok, and the YouTube Shorts, we put up our best of clips every Wednesday. So check those out for funny moments from the show, sometimes with some extra edits. And also we do some side-by-sides with the cover music from the Mario cartoons.
Which is always a blast.
Yeah. They've done a lot better since I started putting the cover song at the beginning. People get what the idea is.
Yes.
Which I really should have thought of. But that's okay. There's more of those now than there are of the bad ones.
Yeah.
And even the bad ones did okay. So, predictions for next time. The Mario live-action segment is called Flower Power.
It's hippies.
Yeah, this time I'm sure you're right. It's gotta be.
It
We've already done mutant plants.
Oh no. It's mutant plant hippies.
Uh-oh. Damn it, I knew it would happen eventually.
Oh.
No, I'm not even going to try and make my own guess because, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Right?
And then here's another stretch the brain. The Mario cartoon is Hooded Robin and His Mario Men.
Well, this is another one of those pillars of the Mario cartoon that we've discussed last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where it is one way that they are going to find Hooded Robin to assist in their fight against Koopa.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it's a Robin Hood parody.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, you think Hooded Robin's going to be his own character and the Mario crew will help him instead of Mario becoming Robin Hood.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go with Mario becomes Robin Hood.
It might be an amalgamation where we find out that Robin Hood is an imaginary character who different people take up the mantle when the time is needed.
I feel like that's been done somewhere. Maybe not for Robin Hood, but for something.
I mean, Dread Pirate Roberts in Princess Bride.
I guess that's true. I gotta see that movie one of these days.
You do.
For reals. Because now you and Dr. Derp have referenced it to me, and I've just had to nod. Which works well on the radio. But if you want to hear how well we work on the radio, tune in next time. Same channel. I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
And until next time, everybody, do the Mario.
I was not ready.